Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another hotel review. Today you find me in the Hilton Hotel, the DoubleTree by Hilton on Pepys Street next to Tower Bridge. I have stayed here before and I'm going to show you the room and then sit down and have a chat because it's been a very stressful check-in and I'm not sure really who's at fault, but we'll get into that later in the video. But let's have a look at the room. Let's have a look at the layout. It's a huge floor plan with long corridors. So we're here. We've walked all the way along here down to the lifts, which are there. So all these rooms are the same size pretty much. Looks like there's one bigger one, 525. But yeah, they're all very similar. Oh, you got 555 corner room there. But yeah, all very similar size. And this is what we have. You walk in, we've got a full length mirror there. Very nice. TV on the wall. We've got a couple of luggage racks. One was already set up, one folded. And we've got the desk. We've got some power outlets. We like those, don't we? And we've got a lamp as well, which is pretty good. Lights the area up nicely. We've got a comfortable chair, certainly a lot more comfortable than some I've had recently, although it doesn't look much. We've got a folding mirror here, which is strange to see, but there you go. Why not? Obviously the full length one isn't enough, but yeah, so that's the desk. We've got oh, that's quite good, a pull-out keyboard tray. Don't mind the Wagamamas, I've just eaten. We've got some drawers. And then right in the bottom with the label on is your tea drawer. We've got the kettle. We've got some coffee, some Yorkshire tea, and we've got peppermint and chamomile. A couple of mugs. Let's have a look at the kettle. I mean, that looks pretty good. Drop of water in there. I do find it a bit annoying when you have to move the kettle and set it all up. I do feel that they should have their own space where they're plugged in, ready to go. I don't think that's too much to ask. And the perfect space is right here for this. You know, we've got a big lamp there on a unit. Why could the kettle not just be set up there with the tray? I mean, it makes no sense. You would even struggle to notice that there is tea there, to be honest. I know there's a label, but it's not obvious, especially when you've got glasses and a couple of bottles, small bottles of still water and a small dustbin there. But I don't understand why the tea can't go on there. It just seems such an obvious thing. But yeah, we've also got a dustbin under the desk there. And on the end of this unit, we've got the fridge. Oh, shelves falling apart. We've got the fridge, which is locked. Oh, does it open? Let me see if I can. Oh, it does. It's just on a catch. Empty, as you would expect, probably. But yeah, this is the unit. which brings us to the wardrobe. So in here, quite nicely done. You've got an ironing board, iron, laundry and dry cleaning. You've got the safe and you've got the hairdryer and a couple of drawers there. Hangers, all the same as you'd expect. Nice bright light. Quite a good wardrobe. And you've got more mirrors, which makes that one even more strange, because why do you need it? You don't need it. And then we've got a chair and a table. This is a comfortable chair, and this is a much bigger room. I reviewed the Montcalm townhouse at Paddington, and I know that room wasn't nearly as big as this, but a chair with a table, it just seems so obvious, but it's so necessary. And for that Montcalm to not have a table, just a chair with nowhere to put anything, nowhere to put a mug of tea, just seemed very strange. And it just seems such an obvious thing to miss. But we've got a chair here, we've got the table, all very nice. Then on the bedside we've got telephone information and rates. What does that say then? 25p a minute for local calls, £1.25 to the US and £2.50 to the rest of the world. We've got an alarm clock. It says off, so we'll go with that and hope it's not set to go off at a stupid o'clock. We've got a lamp, but what are we missing? Oh, there is power down there. Bit awkward to get to. There is a double socket. No reason that can't be above the shelf to make it a bit more user friendly. And then we've got the same down this side. Is there a socket down there? No power down there. No power on that side, which is, yeah, unacceptable really. And then we've got on the wall comfort controls. This looks a bit antiquated. Let's give it a go. What have we got? Temperature. I'm guessing that means very cold, a little bit less cold, average, hot, steaming, who knows. Then we've got the fan, which you can hear clicking in. Quite loud on the maximum, but it is what it is. We'll put it on auto. No, we won't. We'll put it on 1. No, we won't. We'll turn it off. Too loud. Are you going off? You're not going off. Right. It's gone off. Right, the bed. It's a double. I mean, it looks comfortable enough. We'll do the comfort test, but I don't know. Am I being a bit over the top? It just doesn't look very neat. I don't know. It just looks a bit bare. When you think of Hilton, you normally think top end, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem top end to me. Let's do a comfort test. That might change it. Oh. I've got to say, it does feel comfortable. It does feel comfortable. But it just doesn't, the whole room just seems, I don't know, it just seems, aged, dated. I've been in hotels that just look and feel a lot more modern, and I'm no interior designer at all. I'm an electrician. That's why the lack of power on the bedsides and at desks really annoys me. But yeah, it just seems a bit dated. It just seems like it could do with a freshen up. It seems very basic. I mean, I don't know. It's more than adequate. It's functional. It's practical. You've got more mirrors than you need. Maybe it's just me, but it's also quite dark. Now, I know I've not got the side lamps on, but there's no main light in the ceiling. Something that's more and more common now. But I do like a big light. I like to be able to see. I don't know, it's just, yeah, there's, it just feels dark. But what we also have here, or what we don't have, is a card reader that turns the lights on and off. So it's all just on a switch. There's nowhere to put your card, which I quite like. Now into the bathroom, or shower room. Not huge by any means, but it looks clean. Nice shower. Quite a big step up there, but this looks a bit more fresh, a bit more modern. So we've got the toilet, we've got bath mat with an anti-slip as well. We've got the towels. They feel a bit scratchy, to be honest. They feel a bit scratchy. That one's probably a little bit better, but yeah, not overly enthusiastic about using that, to be honest. Got a couple of flannels, glasses, spare toilet roll, tissues. Another mirror, which you need in the bathroom, obviously. We've got the sink, DoubleTree, toiletries, shaving socket, and then we've got the shower. So no rainfall shower on this one. You've got quite a big round shower head, and then you've got the dials, and then you've got your DoubleTree shampoo, conditioner and body wash. But yeah, not too bad at all. Little towel hook there as well. It's well lit up, can't complain. And that's the room. Like I said, it's more than adequate, but it just seems a little bit dated. I think even more light would help it massively, to be honest, but yeah, it is what it is. And this room, I said I don't know how much it cost me. I do know how much it cost me. This room was £140. However, I book my hotels through Expedia, always have done. I'm a VIP Platinum member, and I booked this hotel today, got the confirmation email and everything, and as I was about 20 minutes away from here, which in London is about a mile, I ordered my Wagamama's from Wagamama's on Deliveroo, and I thought that'd give me plenty of time to get to the hotel, check in, go and put my bag in, and then come back down and get my dinner. Anyway, I turned up at 10 to 7 and walked up to the check-in desk. There was no queue, which was good. And the guy at the desk, Daniel, very friendly, lovely guy, was checking me in. And then he asked a second time for my name after he'd seen my ID. And then it just started to take a little while, and I knew something was up. And then he asked to see my confirmation email, so I showed him it. And then he called someone else over, lady. She came over, they messed around on the computer for a couple of minutes, and still nothing was sorted. All this time I've parked on the side of Pepys Street on the road, and it's 10 to 7 and parking charges apply until 7 p.m. So I'm on Ringo, but there's absolutely zero signal just inside the hotel. So I'm trying to see that a warden isn't about. It was £2.05 for 15 minutes, which I was more than willing to pay. But these guys, I park on Pepys Street a lot, usually first thing in the morning, and those guys are there bang on time when those charges apply. If you haven't got a ticket, you're going to get a fine. So I was watching out for them. I was trying to get on Ringo. It wasn't happening. They're asking for my confirmation email. He asked for it. I showed him. Then the lady asked for it. Showed her. And then she tried to take my phone, which was a bit weird. So I held it for her and she was looking at it. And then she couldn't find the reservation on their system, and she got the order number from Expedia. Still couldn't find it. At this time, I'm also looking for my Deliveroo rider because I thought it'd be there at some point. And then we get the general manager, another lady. She comes across, asked to see the email again, so I showed her. And they're messing around on the computer. By this time, it's 7:05, and she lets me go on the internet. She gives me a code to go on the internet. So I managed to get connected through the Wi-Fi, and then all of a sudden a load of missed calls and messages come in, and it's the Deliveroo rider. He's been stood outside for 5 minutes, and he has a bit of a moan at me. So I get my food. That's all good. And then go back, and she's still messing around on the computer, and she keeps saying, I can't find it. So then I said, look, what's the solution? They kept giving me the problem. They couldn't find it. No matter how much you look, it's not going to turn up magically. So I said, what's the solution? She goes, well, I can do you another reservation, and then we'll talk to Expedia and sort it out. So I said, fine. So I paid £140. My Expedia was £126. So paid £140 for this room, and which I think is the same room. It's a queen size double, I think, or however they call it. But I'll put my Expedia on the screen here. Yeah, so where was I? So I paid for another room, and then she said, by this time it's 7:10. I've been here 20 minutes, and asked me to send her the confirmation email to her. And I said, look, I'm not doing it now. I'll do it later. My food's getting cold. I hadn't eaten since midday. I'm starving. I've driven 3 hours. I've got my food. It's going cold. I said, look, I'll email you later on. So she said, yeah, that's fine. And then, so I'll get all that through. And she said, when I was booking, she said, oh, what type of room do you want? And I don't expect anything, but I would think for the trouble that it's caused, the best room possible, you know, for the same sort of price that I paid. Now, looking at that plan, they're all the same sort of size anyway, and I don't care, but it just seemed a bit off that they're making me pay full rates for what is essentially a problem that is nothing to do with me. I've booked my room. I expect to have a reservation. So whatever's going on between them and Expedia, they need to sort out. Let's not get stuck on that. I got checked in. She gave me the card. And then, and this is probably going to sound greedy, but I don't mean it to be, and it's not. I watched about 15 people get checked in over that 20 minutes, and they all got offered a Hilton cookie. And I always get offered a Hilton cookie when I check in. Not today. Not today. No Hilton cookie for Lee. I did have a Wagamama's, but not the point at all. No Hilton cookie. Absolutely outraged by that. But anyway, got to the room, and here we are. Bit dramatic. I don't like that kind of drama. I like to get in, get checked in, and get on with my evening, like I'm sure you would too. But there was no real problem with the staff. They're all very friendly, very professional, and these things happen, but I do feel that they could have just got to a solution a lot quicker, rather than having 3 different people look for something that's not there. And if you put in my name and it's not there, and you put in the Expedia number and it's not there, you could have 50 people look for it and it's probably not going to be there, is it? So more about this room. It's practical, it's functional, it's clean, it's comfortable. It's just a bit meh, a bit bland. Yeah, it is what it is. But let me know your thoughts. Am I right, or am I talking a load of rubbish? Probably the latter. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.